Alright, Jeskai Hero here. For those who have been living under a rock in this standard format, Hero decks in standard refer to the card Hero of the Precinct One here, which makes a token every time you cast a multicolored spell. This is a base red-white deck with a small blue splash for Teferi, Time Raveler, and Deputy of Detention, as well as some counter spells out of the sideboard here. Hero notably is pretty reasonable with cards like Heroic Reinforcement. And Swiftblade Vindicator is kind of sweet with pump spells like Integrity. That's also a split removal spell. So let's dive on into some matches here and see how this goes. It was sweet, Bob. We're still accepting decks that want to play Boros Challenger. Listen, little Boros Challenger is doing the best he can to get by in this cruel hard world. Don't you? He's gonna put his little beefcake body on the table and be happy here. Hanarock Gaming, thank you for the 10th month of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope your Tuesday is finding you well. You are, in fact, almost to the Mod Sword. You check out some of your options here. Nope. No opt there, which means they have a Shocker or Spell Pierce.
Let me lead the charge into darkness.
Listen, Boros Challenger eating a Lava Coil is the hero we know and deserve, okay? Yeah, if they don't have creatures in play, Gideon's gonna be a tough nut for them to crack. Hey, Vang, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Hope life's treating you well. Be sure to take a peek at the deck queue. Let me know if there's something in there you'd like to bump up and see a little bit sooner. My tier 2s get to do that every month, since they support me a little extra. Jabalik, thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Welcome back. Do you have another Lava Coil? Driving in my car, beep beep. Doot doo 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 doo. Prepare for battle. Man, people are talking crap about Boros Challenger. Why you have to be so mean to my Boros Challenger? My opponent did nothing and then died. I guess they technically cast a Lava Coil, right? They technically cast a Lava Coil. You got him. He's dead. They moved cards around between zones like a lot, yep. Yeah, what just happened to my opponent has largely been my experience playing the Drake's deck. I know a lot of people have had good results with it, but every time I play it, it feels like it just does what happened to my opponent that last game, where it's just like, you just sit there and spin your tires a bunch and go nowhere. Alright, I need 2 more cuts here after I bring in Lyra and Lava Coil. I think at least one Time Raveler comes out. Maybe Blackblade's a little bit worse on the draw. He's medium in the face of Spell Pierce, and like, if they have fast Drakes, they can attack him down. I think I like this. This mostly be a red-white Angels deck. Seems pretty okay here. Teferi does shut down the red finale. It's the reason why I'm leaving in 2. Jeskai. Jeskai Gates here. Is this... I don't think this is good enough on the draw, right? Like, I think if I had an untapped land, this would be fine. I think I'm going to take a mulligan here at 7. Seems like not good, but it's in the range of keepable, I think. Has all my colors, so it just needs to draw some spells. He says as he scries a land to the bottom and then draws a land. Did you see the new land that combos with Scape Shift? I did not. There's gonna be a standard legal Scape Shift combo. What's the combo? That's awesome. That's fantastic. Gosh, we're gonna play so much of that on this stream. Don't pierce me. Thank you. Fixed Valakut is a perfect power level for standard, and you can quote me on that. Fixed Scape Shift is a fixed Valakut is a perfect power level for standard.
You've never seen anything like this.
All right, I need a hero. Do 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 do. We're getting Leyline of Sanctity next set. Do you think that means we needed weaker Valakut? I know it's all speculation, so I don't know. You mean you think they should just put actual Valakut in? No. Playing against Valakut is miserable in Modern. Decks that are tough to interact with are like the definition of what makes Modern rancid. And land-based strategies are hard to interact with because cards like Wasteland that are make it easy to interact with lands generate miserable gameplay on average. Yeah, there's definitely a number of cards in this core set that probably won't shine until rotation happens, so need the overall power level of the format to come down a little bit for them to see play. Do you think this deck could be improved with the 4-mana Jeskai legendary that makes 1/1 flyers on non-creature spells? It's tough. Like, that affects a lot. Like, 4 mana is a lot for that style of effect. Honestly, I like that card paired with Saheeli is probably the more reasonable place to be. And maybe there's a Hero Saheeli that card deck, all of them. Yeah, I think Leyline of Sanctity is going to give some decks good tools for burn. Also, the blue hate card gives any blue deck the ability to take Frenzy off the table, which is a big deal. Oh, mana. Oh, mana. Ay, 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 ay. Do 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 do. So, Drakensturn, what you're saying there once upon a time was technically correct. Originally, Eternal meant Legacy, like all cards. The way nomenclature and we've used the terms in the current Magic jargon, we've basically redefined Eternal to be used interchangeably with non-rotating. Just by virtue of how it actually gets used. Yeah, once upon a time you were right, but they've been used interchangeably for so long that they effectively eternal just means non-rotating to most people now. And that's how language works for the most part. However people, what people intend the words to mean is what they mean, if that's the majority of people using it that way. Read. I liked my knight opponent. Oh, this is supposed to be a math class. We're here to teach you about lots of different things, okay? Will this deck be better as just Boros with a more consistent mana base? So, Forklift, one of the things I'd like to point out to people is that, especially in this standard format, the assumption that less colors equals better mana is actually just wrong in this format. So for instance, take this Jeskai mana base that I'm currently playing. If this deck was only Boros, I wouldn't have more red or more white sources of mana. I would just have fewer dual lands. So cutting a color doesn't actually make my mana better. It makes my mana less painful. It makes my mana not come into play tapped sometimes, but it doesn't let me cast my spells more consistently, really. Because there aren't more red and white dual lands I could be playing instead of Steam Vents. Like, these would be mountains, and these would be plains. Heroic reinforcements! Heroic reinforcements! So, that'll do. It's a good secondary. As far as non-heroic reinforcement cards are considered, that one towards the top.
Your light will.
Who's got 2 thumbs and dies to fiery cannonade? This guy right here. I did attack with the hero. This hero was summoning sick. I attacked with the hero that was not summoning sick. Reinforcements! Reinforcements! Do-do-do-do-do-do! Do-do-do-do-do! This magic game's tough, chat. You gotta, like, call the cards you want, and then you gotta draw it. Low variance, high skill game, etc, etc. Onward, upward, backward, forward. Yeah, I think by core set lands, they're referring to the buddy lands, the Clifftop Retreat, Glacial Fortress, etc. This hand needs a 3rd and 4th land, but we're on the draw here, and if we hit them, we've got a really good curve here. Swiftblade Vindicator is notably really sweet with Aurelia. Ooh, Deputy is very good against white aggro. So if we hit our lands, double strike on this, also good. If we hit our lands, we should be in a very good spot here. Perfect. Defense. Defense. That's true. That's true. This is our cumulative variance payoff. We were due this. We were owed. Don't pierce me, Daddy. Don't do it. Have a heart. I know this card is good with these, but especially with this Legion's Landing in play, I'm going to offer this trade for these two. I guess they have a free block here. It doesn't matter. It's all relative. I don't really care if the landing flips, I don't think. Like, I'm not a control deck. I can beat Legion Landing flipping going long. And if they want to flip the Legion's Landing, they have to throw away both of these creatures. It does not seem particularly good for them. Beep, beep. Dunk, dunk. Love tap, baby, love tap. I think the current standard mana design is good as a final design for New Eternal. I like no additional fixing like fetch lands or check lands. Well, we have check lands. Check lands are what these are called, so we have check lands. I actually do like the current mana we have for the non-rotating format overall. Because the mana we're gonna have there is what's the word that I'm searching for? The mana the new non-rotating format is going to have should have what's it called in it? Or should have fast lands. It'll have enemy fast lands and allied cycle lands, which I think is a good mix. I agree with you, gaming. I think protection coming back is awful. I really liked the fact that we had moved away as a game from protection being a mechanic in Magic. Really am not. I'm always the way you can tell what my position on something is going to be. Just like ask yourself the question, does it lead to more or less interactive games? And protection very directly leads to less interactive games. The hex proof from colors was fantastic, and I'm really sad they moved away from that. Giant growth gets him every time. Giant growth gets him every time. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Blooming Marsh is a fast land, Chewy. Fast land. Because it comes into play untapped early all the time. Alright, so I think I want to pull up in terms of defense in a matchup like this. I think I just want all my cards that can play defense. I think it means I trim these heroic reinforcements. I'm gonna leave one Gideon in actually, just because he if we turtle the board up, he can eventually be a removal spell. Yeah, like that. They've not confirmed it officially yet. It's very likely going to include Kaladesh. You see, Wizards of the Coast is owned by people who like money. So not putting sets that they already have programmed into their new format would be silly. It would be like taking money and throwing it away. Lava Coil into removal spell here, or Lava Coil into history is gonna be real good. Hogland's my hero. Keep up the great content and the great Hoogle rants. Thanks for 2/3 of a year, Hogland. Hogland. So they played Marshall here, which I think actually means I just want to go tap land, Lava Coil your Marshall. Just get this out of the way permanently. Are we gonna get an on-stream opening of all the non-rotating setbacks? Yeah, almost certainly. My credit card is ready to buy 200 packs of every non-rotating format set. Yeah, maybe 150 will probably be fine. 150, 200, somewhere in there. I mean, normal people won't need to buy every card from the old sets. Like this is for my job, so like I need to get all of the cards for my job. Normal people won't have that requirement. How much will it cost to foil it out completely? I don't even want to think of that one. Good lord. Alright, Lyra just like completely stonewalls their attack here. Needs to have a 10-point swing this turn. And then like, if they don't rip removal or like the indestructible spell here, we're actually just in an absurd spot. If they rip removal for Lyra, we're probably dead though. Red Rover, let the weenies come over. Actually, these are only going to be 3s later. I'm just going to eat their 4/4. Yeah, let's do this. Need to start a GoFundMe now. Fund Hoagland's fully foil set. Ooh. Ooh. That's lethal, right? Because this does 3. This is lightning helix on the back half. Pentrion, thank you for the 5 months and the very generous tier 3 at that. Sure to let me know if there's a deck in the queue already you'd like to bump up, or if you want to add something new, feel free to just do it using the form on my site as always. Thanks for keeping me around. That are we climbing? Chat, we're so many, ooh, 40 gems. We're so many rungs away from the Diamond 4 rank floor. I'm becoming worried and scared. This doesn't feel like home. We're closer to Diamond 3 than we are to the Diamond floor. How many Magic players does it take to screw in a light bulb? 3. 1 to screw it in and 2 to tell him how he could have done it 2 turns faster. That's for all my people telling me we could have mentored in chat. Oh! Allow me to deputize. Trigger. Don't forget the other people trying to buy out the light bulbs, yep. Oh no! Not light bulb finance, my one true weakness. So this is like a 2-for-1, but like my hero made 2 tokens, so I think I'm calling it a wash, because getting rid of their 4/4 seems good for me. Milik, thanks for the 4-month resub, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, so next turn, if they have 2 blockers, they go block, and then they take 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to put them to 2. Oh, and the Boros Challenger mentors, right? And then this will be lethal next turn. Alright, let's just count that again. So this is 10, 14, 16, 17. Had to redeem the Bezo bucks. Thanks for the quality content. Thanks for keeping me here making it. Twitch Prime pays my mortgage, so I appreciate you keeping me around. They have to block 2-3 power things here or they're dead, so they can't block Deputy. What do you think of Mizium Tank and the Feather Shell? I'm going to experiment it later, but I'd love to get your 2 cents. I don't think you have enough cards to consistently turn it on, Frezzle. I think it's worse than playing something like Arcbow. One of the little, like, metagame type things you can glean from being familiar with archetypes people are playing, the fact that my opponent's deck has Land War Elves in it likely implies that they are not playing Goblin Chain Rollers. That's not something we really need to think about and play around, which is nice. I get that Deputy was okay in that specific game there, but I think he's not good on average. Like, they're gonna have, like, Lightning Strikes and Lava Coils and stuff like that post-board, and, like, the tempo loss from, like, losing this and them getting their thing back doesn't seem particularly good. Similarly, I think both Teferi, Time Raveler, and Gideon are probably gonna be a little bit hard to protect, especially on the draw, so I think I'm gonna trim one of each. This at least, like, draws a card. I don't know if this is good enough on the draw. Let's find out. They have turn 1 Land War Elves. Our deck's really bad against turn 1 Land War Elves. We don't have any shocks in it. Yay! Our deck's busted! Woo! Magic! Oh no, we ranked up! That's so scary, chat. How are you doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you are someone who enjoys constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of different decks here, and we change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours, so you get a lot of variety in what I stream every day. As always, I'd love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs out there. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. Like the wonderful, the man, the myth, the legend, Day 9 TV. Happy 8 months. Almost time to give sub birth. Thanks for the content as always. I'm off to the MC in an hour for the most MTG. Woo, that sounds awesome. Looking forward to watching this weekend, Day 9. Safe travels and all that jazz. I'd also like to take a quick second to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick, such as my Felix Gray premium glasses here. These are glasses that have a blue light filtering lens inside of them for someone like myself who spends a lot of time in front of the computer. The blue light filtering technology helps reduce some of those vision-related headaches from lots of screen time. You can also get them with a prescription if you're someone who uses prescription glasses. Chewy, Day 9 doling out some wonderful sub-gifties as well. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to our newest members of Hoaglandia. Chewy provides thousands of different pet supplies that you know and love, and they'd love to get them auto-shipped to you on a recurring schedule. You could save 30% on your first auto-ship order by checking out my link bit.ly/HoogleChewy. The Vitamin String Quartet is a group that makes unique instrumental string arrangements of everything from Zelda to Zeppelin, and they would love to underscore your next gaming session. You can find them streaming now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. We are heading on into our next match here with this quirky Jeskai Heroes deck. As always, I'd like to welcome everyone to Hoaglandia as well. If you're a new viewer, make sure you hit that follow button if you're enjoying what you see. It doesn't cost you anything. It lets you know when I go live and with what. I'm here most weekdays, Monday through Thursday. Usually I do somewhere between 5 and 8 hours a day. Monday through Friday. This week I'm taking Friday off because of the MC that Day 9 just mentioned he will be hosting. Looking forward to watching some of that. I cannot put into words just like how much more digestible the digital coverage is than paper Magic. Like, as someone who's loved playing paper Magic for a long time, it's just so much easier to follow the digital coverage for me. And I don't think I'm alone in that. Can someone correct me if I'm wrong? I feel like I've looked in other game sections on Twitch before, and they've had their big events promoted in the game section. Is that something I'm misremembering? I feel like that's something I've seen before for Overwatch. Maybe I'm misremembering, though. That was something I made up. I think we're 3-0. 3-0 sounds right. Yikes. This card is so rude.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Ooh. Tajic is here, and he is very angry, chat. He is having none of Teferi's crap today.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Does this deck dodge one of the issues Mardu Hero has with its mana? To a degree, Burper. So one of the things that this deck does well is that even though it's 3 colors, we don't need blue mana until the 3rd turn of the game, which alleviates some of that 3-color aggro deck problems in the same way Naya kind of dodges it. It's a race. Come at me. Come at me. Right. I was kind of hoping they'd attack with this and I'd block, they'd pump I'd integrity. Sure. So if I attack with all of these, I can mentor onto here, and then they can't eat it. If they block here, I just first strike it. So they can trade here, and then take 5. It might actually be in an okay spot if my opponent's playing out a little bit here. They're just taking it. That's good for me. Huh. Do I just Time Raveler here? I think I just Time Raveler here, huh? Just like Time Raveler, bounce your Shalai.
I know my responsibility.
It gives me a chance to hit a land here as well.
I'm not making this up as I go.
I guess the downside to not playing the Deputy is then next turn I can't attack with it. Heroic Reinforcement's likely lethal next turn. It's nice, feels good knowing that it's like going to resolve, right? I'm surprised this game came together to us. We were really far behind in the early turns. Just not having a play till turn 3 and then Teferi sending it halfway back. $26. I love the usernames that get created on this channel that are just like memes of the things that I say all the time. Y'all are great. I want you to know that I appreciate you. 26 lands later, Shuffler Truther. There's Esper Mist land drops lurking around here that I've seen before. Oh, that's great. All right, so what in the heck do I want to do here? I think this is probably okay here. Letting my dorks attack in to their slightly bigger dork seems profitable. Definitely a Lava Coil matchup. I think I want to keep these here too, though. So, like, what do I actually want to trim? Do we feel like Aurelia's maybe too slow and I want to be slightly lower to the ground than that? That's probably the case, right? This feels like certainly a matchup where the longer it goes, the more likely my opponent is favored to win. So I probably wanna pull down and lean into being aggressive more than anything. Huh. I'm gonna trim a history because it doesn't light up well into their 3 mana Teferi. I'm gonna trim one of these. Just like trim around the edges a little. This seems more than reasonable. Challenger into Tajic. Tajic is good against 3 mana Teferi for the, like we saw last game, for similar reasons. Like Spellbreaker is very good in this format because it just like pops up and runs him down after he plays in down ticks. Honor Guard for Frilled Mystic. I think that's a little bit too narrow. I also feel like my deck's probably low enough to the ground that like they might not be leaving all their Frilled Mystics in against me. Feel like there's a chance. Maybe on the play they leave them in. Ooh, definitely want to lead on that. That land doesn't cast Frilled Mystic. I think exiling is pretty important. Oh, they just have nothing here? I am still a Tempo Storm Cryo. We got the whole add density thing sorted out earlier this year. The little scroller there in the lower left-hand corner of my screen shows that. Is this Lava Coil good or is this Lava Coil great, chat? What do we think? Shocking this in means they can't double block this and kill it, so I'll give it first strike. Deal. I think I want to hold on to this other Lava Coil for their next big play, so we'll play Boros Challenger out. The Blur! Can't wait for some M20 content. Best MTG streamer by far. Thanks for keeping me around, The Blur. I appreciate it. Ooh! Is that lethal? I think that's lethal, right? It's lethal. It's lethal adjacent. The Moto decks this morning were really bad. We played 2 Moto decks in less than 2 hours. It was not a good seed. Twas not a good seed. This deck's been humming along. Fire in on all cylinders. Running people down is therapeutic. It's like, leave the like grinding with Command the Dread Horde to the real professionals. I just want to attack. Can I just attack? The sand needs some land, but it's got a very good curve if we run off land 3-4. I think that was just a mass manipulation matchup that we played. It's 5 to noon. I think it's frozen meal time. It's time for some. Do I have a pot pie left? Oh no. Oh no. Past Jeff forgot to restock the freezer, chat. We're out of pot pies down here. I have a Mexican casserole though. You know. Not completely out. This one takes 5 minutes to cook though. 5 minutes is so long. 5 minutes is so long. Gosh, how about this curve though? How about this curve? It's a very rude Shalai. Alright, so with Shillelagh here, I think I just Raveler pick your stuff up, right? And this makes for an even bigger reinforcements next turn. Gets a hit in now and makes her a bigger one next turn. Like, hit you for 4. I have a standard tournament coming up in 2 weeks, but I haven't played standard in a while. Any recommendations on what I should play? I have pretty much all the cards on Arena. I'm a big fan of the Feather deck. Depends on, there's like, this current standard format's a lot like Modern, in that there's just a ton of different things that you can play, and you should mostly just play what you enjoy. As far as like top decks go, that one was towards the top, right? Let me exile your thing, smack you again. Tempo plays, hashtag sponsored. That's great, Zach. Well, that game went pretty well. I think, again, I want to lean into just being aggressive here and running them down. I actually think I want these Lava Coils, I'm pretty sure. I might want this Teferi time Raveler, extra Raveler in my deck, just to like to have them pick their stuff up again and again and again. If you have so like they're playing the Oketra builds, they have like a lot of 4s and 5s. I think he might just be better than Gideon here. Let's give this a try. Also triggers Hero, which is a plus. Yeah, it deals with 4/4s. You gotta cook the pot pies in an oven. It takes an hour, but it's worth it. Listen, an hour's... Yeah, look, the 5 minutes this casserole is gonna take to cook is a long time for me. I'm a millennial. It's my frozen meal, and I want it now, okay? If I'm gonna turn the oven on, it's not gonna be to cook a frozen meal. It's gonna be like, cook actual food. What set was Reflector Mage in, by the way? Is there any chance Teferi and Reflector Mage will both be legal in the new format? What are the odds of that? Oh yeah, it was Origins, right? Yeah, there's no way that one will be legal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Origins, right? That was a core set card? Was it Oath of the Gatewatch? Does this tell us the set? I feel like this doesn't tell me the set. I'm tilted. Apologies to everybody who's become tilted thinking about what I just said. Definitely Oath. Okay. What a baffling play. Oh! An arc bow aficionado. I like the cut of your jib, opponent. I like your jib is cut in a pleasant direction. We all know that neither you nor Christy can cook anything edible unless you can call Portillo's it isn't making anything. Listen, Beetle, don't judge me. Hey, King, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Oh. The scary part is, like, the arc bow means they could have, like, anything next turn. At least we're gonna get to be on the play for the 3rd game. I'd be pretty surprised if we're not dead here. So I suppose we get to reinforcements. The Boros Challengers get to mentor. Maybe we have a shot. Take a chance on me. If they get overly aggressive with this Lyra, we have a very good shot. And we're dead. GG. Hand's okay. Not amazing, but fine. Yeah, sorry about that. I tried to catch the mute there for the second half. That was my microwave that went off for anybody that's checking theirs at home. I think I want to lead on this because I'd rather this get baffling ended than this get baffling ended. I have a really good attack next turn with this card. Put it on a slow start here, maybe a loose keep with no green mana. Okay.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Hoping to draw a 2-mana spell next turn, like Hero would be ideal. A second heroic reinforcement. Well, do-do-do-do-do-do.
Only time will tell.
I don't even know if Hazoret's that busted. In fact, it's going to be interesting to see what the optimal selection of 4-mana spells is in the new red decks when the new format drops. Because, like, Hazoret doesn't really play fantastically with Experimental Frenzy. Which is a big deal. That's a pretty good one. Ooh, that is also a good one. I'm attacking first because if they block, I could theoretically pump this. That being said, I don't want to spend my mana pumping this turn, so this is a free attack. If they block, they're just going to bounce. I like this block from my opponent. They're happy if I spend all my mana killing their deputy this turn. Yeah, D-Spark's another good card. Another card that'll be good against Hazoret. Very, very true. If they don't have a counterspell, this heroic reinforcement is going to be absurd next turn. We also get to Integrity next turn, potentially. If we draw an untapped land, I'm going to Integrity pre-combat, so that way the token that Integrity makes also gains haste with heroic reinforcements. Oh. That's a tough nut. I think it's just this and pass. Lyra is such a big gal. This deck might want some Prison Realms in the sideboard. Or some Fight with Fire. Haskow! Nice to get you live. Really appreciate the wide variety of decks that you play. It lets me pick fun things. There's the top decks a few times I get to play Paper Standard. I appreciate the 20 months of support. That's a really long time. Thanks for keeping me around. One Lyra is trouble. Two Lyras is probably dead. I think we have died. Things were looking so good for us for a second there. I think we were maybe gonna get to overpower a Singleton Lyra. Yeah, they pump each other too. Yep. I believe we have died. Prepare for trouble and make it double. We're bound to lose one eventually, right? The nice thing about an aggro deck, we're like 3-1 now or 4-1 with this deck, and we've only been playing for like 45 minutes, which is great. This hand's, like, not super fast, but especially on the play, I don't think I can mulligan, like, reasonable spells. That bad control player. Thanks for keeping me around. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Welcome back. You're allowed to discuss official and unofficial spoilers here. I know some content producers have this weird stance on, like, not talking about unofficial spoilers or things that get leaked. That's so weird to me. People are gonna talk about it in other places. Might as well be informed here. Looks like 4-color Command the Dreadhorde here out of the opponent. Did anybody register the Dreadhorde deck for the Mythic Invitational? The only Jared, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The spoilers command, as far as my opinions are concerned, the spoilers command pretty much covers those everywhere. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cash in this integrity as a removal spell here. Avatar Roku, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Okay, but let's be honest. Like, I understand the perfect world argument of, like, wanting to credit people, but, like, I can't tell you the last time I looked at a spoiler from something that a content creator made as opposed to just, like, looking at it on Scryfall or like, Mythic Spoiler. Time me out, I do better. So, there was a little bit more appeal to, like, playing the History of Benalia last turn, and then doing this the next turn, but, like, in the event they had Jade Light Ranger here, that would have been real bad for me. We're tempoing them, like, really hard here. This solid hit to their life total. The fact that we tucked their Wild Growth Walkers means that, like, Command the Dreadhorde isn't very good for them next turn. I missed gaining 4 points of life here. I am aware that I missed gaining 4 points of life.
At your service. Share in my light.
Yep, Leaf. Twitch Prime subs are the same as Tier 1 in basically every way. Now, you do need to, if you are a Twitch Prime sub, you do need to refresh your browser page sometimes to get it to go through. Is that lethal? That's lethal, right? Bounce one, tuck the other.
I know.
This is a sweet game.
I've got time.
Again, we had a slowish start here, but just like Gideon plus history plus some disruption was just very, very good. It's definitely a Tocatli honor guard matchup, which means I want to trim these deputies. These integrity interventions are probably a little bit slow. So when you resub Leafblade, and I appreciate you resubbing, if you're on mobile or desktop, mobile doesn't always work, and on desktop, sometimes you have to refresh, because it gives you a chance to send a message through with the resub. I don't think I want the 4th Teferi. Maybe the 4th Teferi is better than Aurelia. I might buy that for $1. Bouncing stuff is busted. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Aurelia in. Let's try it. Yeah, no problem, Leafblade. It's really awkward. Twitch, I feel like Twitch should tell you that, or like fix it so you don't have to refresh, but that would be, you know. Tocatli Honor Guard's like really good in this matchup, but they're probably not good enough to keep this, right? It's like nice having all my colors, but like this hand just doesn't go anywhere. Alright, we'll keep on 6. Sweet. The fact that this stayed at 2-1 is good for us here because it means my Tocatli Honor Guard gets to lock it down in combat. Yeah, our curve here is really sweet, right?
To the library.
Huh. That gives me some decisions here, right? Is it just reinforcements? I think it's just reinforcements, right? I think it's like reinforcements, smash these plus the tokens into Tamiyo. And then if they want to keep their Tamiyo alive, they have to chump plus trade. And Massacre Girl doesn't work on this board because I have Tocatli Honor Guard, so they're probably going to plus digging for a cast down again.
Aid your research. I have just the trick for this.
All right. So I just play this pre-combat to force their hand, right? It's like make you cast something down.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Think it's right to kill their planeswalkers here.
I have become too
Still have
involved
much
with
to
my
learn.
work.
This prevents Massacre Girl from doing anything here too. This is definitely our deck of the day so far. This has been a sweet set. Good. Some good running people down. Some hot rips. Yikes. That might be the game. Do I even show them what I'm doing at this point? What do we think my odds are of winning from this position? Like incredibly low? I think this is a technical concession. This is a viewer submitted list like most of the things we play here, Dumping Truck. I adjusted the sideboard a little bit, but the core of what they sent in is all from a viewer. Like most of the things we play. Yeah, I think I was going to swap Lava Coil for Deputy. Not a huge fan of Deputy against the decks that have like Lightning Strike and Lava Coil themselves. Lyra's pretty good. Trim around the edges here. This is fine. Not a whole lot of cards that trigger hero, but the spells are good. I'll play Grizzly Bear on 2 here. Never not land Werewolves on 1, huh? That is not the white source that I wanted for Christmas, but it is at least a land that doesn't hurt me this turn. So part of the problem with fitting something like Shock or Lightning Strike in Meadow is I think at that point you're getting into the range where we don't quite have enough. It's Collision Colossus, right? I think I'm okay trading my hero for Collision Colossus here. Because that's a collision that's not going to hit my Angel later. Yeah, I think this is a good trade for me.
Together we can banish evil from this plane. I believe in you.
Sorry, to finish my thought, Shock and Lightning Strike, reduce that. Just... Just never beating that card in a million years. This card is just so good in these creature matchups. It's unreal. Alright, no Hide Ferox is a big beefy boy. Alright, let's try one more here before we roll on to some Jeskai control. Could have attacked and then coiled. You're right. I did not give my opponent a chance to make a mistake. If my opponent's playing well there, they never block because of something like Lightning Coil or Lava Coil. But you are correct that I did not give my opponent a chance to make a mistake. A lot of the time, especially on the ladder, I'm just like trying to learn like what the matchups feel like, and like if I'm only winning a matchup because my opponent played poorly, not because my deck is reasonable in that matchup, I usually like don't mind writing it off as a loss, because like learning about the deck is more important than ultimately like getting the little pips when I win. Pierce me, daddy. Just a radical idea, God bless.
This is a prime day for justice.
I love the interface on this is so good. Just like it blanks out the abilities that this already has, so you don't give it to it again. Just good, clean interface design there. That's a great example of a really user-friendly interface. Like, they didn't have to do that, but it just, like, makes it convenient, so you, like, don't have to be, like, clicking back and forth and double-checking stuff. Hey, Lebo. Thank you for the very generous Tier 2 resub. Be sure to take a peek at the deck queue and let me know what up there you'd like to see a little bit sooner. This deck's got some really aggressive draws, especially on the play. My opponent drew some cards and died. Yeah. Thanks, Lebo. I appreciate that. So, my opponent cast both Radical Idea and Charticor, so I just put them on Drake/Phoenix. I feel like we just put them on Drake/Phoenix, right? And like board in the Lava Coils and Lyras. Smells like that. I'm gonna split the Gideons and the Teferis 2/2 because it stops Red Finale. Also takes blockers out of the way, which is nice. They did have a white land, but it hasn't been uncommon for the Drakes and Phoenix archetype to like splash a small bit of white in the past, so I think it's probably still a safe assumption. Yeah, mods cannot self timeout. I am the only one that can timeout mods. I cannot time out myself. Of course, Red Comet, we live to serve. I'm gonna keep this on the draw. If they don't have Bacon Bolt, like, Lyra just decimates them. And there's a hero on top, so the hand's perfect. Leyline of Anticipation. That's so exciting. I love playing at instant speed. I hope there aren't any cards in the format that punish me for trying to play sweet cards at instant speed. That would make me really sad. I was really hoping we were going to get a new blue Leyline that might be playable. I really, had my fingers crossed for a new playable blue Leyline. That's that one's real bad this format. Just 3 mana Tef the format. This match has been a good example of Magic the Gathering. Just my opponent drew 3 cards and died game 1 and just hasn't cast a spell this game and they're gonna lose. I'm just, not gonna play into Spell Pierce, and I'm gonna hold Integrity up to protect Tajic. Yeah, Lyra's not really for the removal heavy matchup Stumping Truck. Lyra's a card that is there for the aggressive matchups, but it's good at blocking and good at getting life. And if I wanted a card for the removal heavy matchups, I'd probably rather play something that draws a bunch of cards, or returns creatures to play, say 4 mana Johnny, for instance. Zumail, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Look at her here. Look at them teasing me, chat. It even makes a little pack sound when I click on it. Zach Bargeri, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. This deck was actually really sweet. I liked a lot of what was going on here. One of the things I'm not certain of is we had this split of Boros Challenger with Swiftblade Vindicator, and I feel honestly this split might have been better in the other direction. Swiftblade is really good with Integrity, and it's good with the Mentor off of these, and it's good with the bonus from Heroic Reinforcement, so I could see splitting this in the other direction. We didn't really get to play against any control decks or Esper heroes. That's like, we beat Bant, we beat Dread Horde, but we didn't get to play against Red or the Esper deck. So I'm not quite sure if like these counter spells out of the sideboard are good or not. One of the things that's like tough to evaluate with a deck like this is it worth playing cards like Spell Pierce and Dovin's Veto, or would I be better off playing things like, say, 4-mana Ajani that like generate value against those decks and return threats to play? So like, do I want to try and protect my existing threats, or do I want to try and have more threat density, essentially? And that's something that is hard to know off the cuff, and generally you need to experience and practice